They were Tennessee Associate Head Coach Mike Schwartz. And Mike, obviously this roster got to be exciting for you. I mean, we asked Coach Barnes about it. So many options, the competition that has to be in place for playing time and to get better. I know that has to be a really exciting aspect of this year's team.
I think the biggest thing is what you just alluded to, Vince, is the competition aspect. I think anytime, we have 14 scholarship players because of the COVID rule last year. We're fortunate enough to have an extra scholarship player. So that in itself is going to breed competition. But we really feel good about the versatility at every position. We don't feel, at least at this point, overly thin at any particular position. And so that brings a sense of competition every day to practice. That's been exciting. We've been able to get up and down. You and I have spoken in years past where sometimes you want to get up and down, but people forget that you do need some subs in practice. You do need to rotate guys in practice some. And we've been able to do that this year with this team, and that's really been good. And, we have a nice balance of youth and experience as well. So that has gelled nicely with this team because the veterans have been able to get with the young guys and help them understand what practice is about, what competition is about, learning our system. So it's been a good blend so far, and excited for the season to come up with this deep group.
What are the specific steps that Santiago Vescovi has taken? He obviously looks better and in really good shape.
I would say, let's start on the more mental and non-physical side is that he's playing with great leadership out there right now. His voice is loud. He's commanding the presence of the team with his voice, with what he's doing playing as well. And he's playing very creative. I mean, obviously that's a physical aspect to it, but he's playing free. Coach has encouraged him to play and use his creativity as a basketball player, scoring the ball, passing the ball. And on the defensive side, I mean, he's really using his ability to play angles on defense, pressure the ball. We're trusting, and he's trusting his basketball IQ. So that's been a big piece of it. From a physical standpoint, it is what you alluded to, Vince, how great shape he's in. And he's probably not even as good shape as he will be as we move forward, but his conditioning has allowed him to play at a really high pace on both sides of the basketball. And then he's shooting the ball with real confidence right now. He shot it really well in practice. He shot it well in the open scrimmage. He shot it well in our closed scrimmage. So coach is encouraging all this, but Santiago on both sides of the ball is playing very fast. He's playing with a high pace, but also under control, and that's when he's at his best.
Seen Coach Barnes, as always, especially with his point guards that he really believes in. He's on him. I mean, he's on everybody. That, but Kennedy Chandler's got to earn everything. What are some of the positives and things that Kennedy Chandler needs to work on that you've seen?
Well, the first positive about that is Kennedy Chandler is a guy with a very high reputation, highly touted player. He knows that, and he wants that. So he has not come in with any expectation or feeling entitled to anything but that. He wanted that. He wants coach to coach him with that same determination that he always has had for all his point guards. So that has been the first positive and the biggest thing, because our guys have embraced it, our guys have seen it. He's an incredible teammate, Vince. I mean, he is really one of the best teammates that we've been around. And so on that side, that got him off to the start where he knows he wants to be better. He knows coach is going to be hard on him, but just grasping the system, just grasping what coach expects from the point guard to run our transition game, the expectations we have for him on defense as what we refer to as the head of the snake on defense when we're up guarding the ball 94 feet. He's got such an ability to get where he wants to go with the ball and affect offensive tempo and defensive tempo. Now it's him understanding, and Coach Barnes and the coaching staff really putting the pressure on him to want to do it every possession. And that's something defensively he would be the first to say that he's not there yet defensively doing that. And offensively, it's just like all freshmen, understanding the value in the basketball, that turnovers and careless turnovers, you can't do that as a point guard. So coach has been on him in those areas, and he's getting better every day with it.
You use the term snake. His ability, the times that I've seen you guys practice in scrimmage, to just weave through traffic in the paint to get to the rim, how unique of a skill set does he have in that area?
Yeah, it's something that I don't know if you can teach it. You can try and work on it, and you can work on some of those skills, but he does it in two different ways. One, he does it at full speed in transition, which is something that he's got an ability to that is so hard to defend. And then he can also do it in the half court. He can do it when there's 8 sets of eyes on him with his defender guarding him also. He can do it in those tight quarters off ball screens. And that's why Coach has been able to make a lot of additions and adjustments to our offense this year, because we feel really confident with Kennedy playing with a live dribble even in tight quarters. So it's a unique skill set, and he's as good as we've had doing it.
What else is unique to this year's group that you think is important? I know every year there's a transition with the newcomers, and it's a unique combination in chemistry. What's unique about this group, do you think, this year?
The first thing, last word you said was chemistry. The chemistry, the camaraderie of this group, the balance of veterans, the balance of incoming new. I think we have 6 or 7 new players. It's really been a cohesive unit, this year so far. And we all know, and I know Coach alluded to it with the COVID year last year, how much we lost with that. So this has really been refreshing. The amount of time that we as a team, the guys as players spend together, all of us together, coaching staff and players. So that has been, up to this point, a really, really strong positive. On the offensive side of the ball, it's playing with the tempo that we're playing. Unique to this team, maybe different than maybe since 18-19. We're playing at a very high pace in practice. We're playing up-tempo basketball. We're playing shooting earlier in the clock, even from behind the arc, shooting earlier in the clock. So that's been unique to this team. And the defensive side is the effort's been there. We're losing one of the best defensive players in the country in Yves Pons. So how does this team gel defensively? How do we as a collective unit put together what we lost in Yves, what we lost in Keon Johnson, Jaden Springer, 3 really good defenders? That's going to be unique, because we've been pretty solid on the defensive side of the ball, but we've also had one of the best players in the country the last 2 years anchoring the defense. So now you got to get a group of young guys that are learning the system and older guys that know the system, but like Josiah James will, Olivier will, they're going to have to go to a new role defensively, where they're going to have to be kind of the head of that monster from the defensive end.
Coach, always great to talk to you. Love your insight. Appreciate you. I'll talk to you soon.
Great to see you, Vince.
That is Mike Schwartz, Tennessee Associate Head Coach.